Hey there, today we'll be breaking down the concept of expressions. We'll break down the core elements of expressions in mathematics and explore how they connect to the numbers, variables, and operators we use daily. So let's begin by understanding the key components of an expression. An expression in mathematics is a combination of numbers, variables, and operators that represent a value. Think of it as a sentence that tells us something about the relationship between quantities. First, we have numbers. They are constants that we use in our expressions. They're used to represent quantities and values. For example, 1, 2, 3, and so on are all numbers. Next, we have variables. They represent unknown or changing values. They're usually represented by letters like X, Y, Z, A, B, C, and so on. And finally, we have operators. They perform operations on numbers and variables. They include addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and so on. There are many more operators, but these are the basic ones that you will encounter most often. So let's look at some examples of expressions. First one is x plus 5, where x is a variable and 5 is a number and plus is an operator. Next we have 3y plus 4, where 3 and 4 are numbers, y is a variable, and plus is an operator. There can also be expressions where there are only variables and operators like a over b, where a and b both are variables and division is an operator. Next we have 44k, where 44 is a number and k is a variable. Even though there is no operator, there is implicit multiplication operator between 44 and k. And finally we have 59 plus negative 3. Here 59 is a number, plus is an operator, and negative 3 is a number. These all are examples of expressions that combine numbers, variables, and operators to represent values. Let's now see how to break down these expressions into terms and understand the role of each component. For example, let's take the expression 6x plus 5. In this expression, 6 is the coefficient. A coefficient is a number that is multiplied by a variable in an algebraic expression. It tells you how many times to count the variable. In this case, 6 is the coefficient of the variable x. So if x were to be 3, for example, the term 6x would be 6 times 3, which is 18. Next we have x. It is the variable in the expression, and variables are used to represent quantities that can change or we do not know yet. In mathematics, x and other letters are used to generalize the problems. Instead of solving a problem with specific numbers every time, you can use variables to represent numbers and find a general solution. Next we have a plus sign. A plus sign is the operator in the expression. The plus symbol represents the operation of addition. It combines two or more quantities to form a new total. And finally we have 5, which is the constant in the expression. A constant is a number that doesn't change. It is a fixed value that remains same in an expression. A constant is not associated with any variable. It is a standalone number that adds a fixed amount of whatever value the variable x represents. Let's apply what we have learned in the expression 8y minus 2. Can you identify the coefficient, variable, operator, and constant in this expression? As we break down the expression, we can see that 8 is the coefficient, y is the variable, minus is the operator, and 2 is the constant. Let's now look at different operators used in expressions. This table shows the primary operators used in expressions. For example, the plus operator tells us to add 2 or more quantities. Keywords like plus, added to, increased by, more than, greater than are used to indicate addition in expressions. Next we have minus operator. The minus operator tells us to subtract one quantity from another, and keywords like less than, decreased by, subtracted by, fewer are used to indicate subtraction in expressions. Similarly, the multiplication operator tells us to multiply 2 or more quantities, so keywords like times, multiplied by, of are used to indicate multiplication in expressions. And finally, the division key operator tells us to divide one quantity by another. Keywords like divided by and per are used to indicate division in expressions. So let's take a look at some examples of expressions using these operators. The expression 14 increased by g can be written as 14 plus g. The expression 17 less than h can be written as 17 minus h. The expression the product of -7 and x can be written as -7x. The expression the quotient of 99 and w can be written as 99 over w. Now that we have a good understanding of expressions and their components, let's take a look at a word problem that involves writing an expression. There's a dance contest on Saturday night at a club because there was a popular DJ playing and the organizers expected 2 times the amount of people. They also invited an extra 30 people from out of town. So we are asked to write an expression that shows how many people they can expect to come to the event. Now it's your turn to solve the problem based upon the discussion we had. Give it a shot and see if you can come up with the correct expression and share it with us. So that is all for today. I hope now you have a good understanding of expressions and how they work. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, keep learning and take care.